Hey everybody, I'm JoPro, and today I've got a very special video for you awesome people. In a couple weeks, the final new video on my channel will be uploading, but before that happens, I wanted to take the time to celebrate my favorite video game series of all time. You know what it is, it's Paper Mario. So today, we're gonna rank it, we're gonna celebrate it, but as for today's main event, I wanted to do a speedrun version of my last ranking everything list ever. So now presenting Ranking Everything Paper Mario. Enjoy. First up, the games. Number 5, Paper Mario Sticker Star. Duh, it sucks. It's terrible. It's the most disappointing game I've ever played. That's all I have to say. Number 4, a close call between Super Paper Mario and Color Splash, but in the end, Color Splash does do some things better than Super Paper Mario, but its atrocious battle system just kills it. Still, a huge improvement over Sticker Star, with much better level design, visuals, and charm. So that puts number 3 as Super Paper Mario. A great game, but not a great Paper Mario game. I'll talk more about what that means later. Number 2 is a close call between Paper Mario 64 and The Thousand-Year Door, my two favorite games of all time. The Thousand-Year Door is more refined in every way besides some of the level designs and overworld layout, so despite it being my personal preference, I'm putting Paper Mario 64 at an objective number 2 and The Thousand-Year Door at number 1. In order to maintain my sanity, I'm ranking the chapters from each game separately. First, Paper Mario 64. Number 8 is Chapter 6. Lots of backtracking, uninteresting characters, and a boring theme, but the boss is pretty outstanding. Number 7 is Chapter 4, also quite a bit of backtracking, but I enjoy this chapter and its cleverness, though it is a bit repetitive. Number 6 goes to Chapter 8. It's an epic culmination using all of the ally abilities and has a really great final boss, but some of the areas aren't so great, especially the really dark chamber towards the middle of the dungeon. Number 5 is Chapter 1. It's a great introduction chapter with amazing characters and a fun boss, the Koopa Brothers, but it really doesn't have much oomph as it's just an introduction. Number 4, Chapter 2, with over 4 cool desert locations to explore, including a creepy dungeon and a mysterious boss. I love this chapter. Number 3 is Chapter 3, a marvelous chapter with tons of distinct locations like Forever Forest, Boo's Mansion, Gusty Gulch, and Tubba Blubba's Castle. In second place is Chapter 5. The jungle portion is okay, but the volcano segment more than makes up for it. Plus, Colorado. I mean, come on, guys. And, of course, in first place is Chapter 7. Obviously the best chapter in the game with tons of characters, locations, new enemies, good music, intriguing puzzles, and a great boss. How many times did I just say chapter? Oh, okay. For the Thousand-Year Door, we've got in 8th place, Chapter 2, which I really don't enjoy. It looks pretty, but the gameplay and backtracking is not great. Number 7 is Chapter 7, which has good music and a cool dungeon, but getting there isn't so fun. In 6th place is Chapter 1. Like Chapter 1 in Paper Mario 64, this is fun but feels very introductory. Number 5 is Chapter 3, a fan favorite, but not one of my favorites. I think the fighting gets a little repetitive and that the final boss isn't super fun, but points for breaking the wheel and doing something new with the chapter. In 4th place is Chapter 5. Like Chapter 5 and 64, the jungle is okay, but the dungeon itself is great, plus cool characters and a fun boss. In 3rd place is Chapter 6, my childhood favorite, but not super replayable. Still a fun mystery and mini dungeon, and I love Poshley Heights. Number 2 goes to Chapter 4, which has the best setting in the series and a wonderful boss character. Dupless, of course. Not to mention a genius twist and partner. Shame about the backtracking, but yeah, you know, it's a game, right? It's a game, okay. And finally, number 1, it's Chapter 8, The Thousand-Year Door itself. I love the boss fights, the music, the theme, the puzzles, the setting. Ooh, it's just all very good. I love it. And to get through Super Paper Mario quickly, 8 is Chapter 6, Sammer's Kingdom. It's just terrible. 7th is Chapter 4, Outer Space. It's boring, it's repetitive, it's slow, it's not good. In 6th place is Chapter 5, Land of the Cragnons. It's not bad, but it just doesn't stand out to me. 5th place is the introductory chapter, Lineland. Some fun action, but again, just doesn't really stand out. 4th goes to Chapter 8, Castle Black. There's lots of good fights and story elements, but it's a bit bland overall and has no RPG elements to be found. 3rd place is Chapter 7, The Underwear. This chapter starts off phenomenal, but the climbing level in 7.3 is pretty miserable. 2nd place goes to Chapter 3, The Bitlands. In a lot of ways, this is my number 1. Francis is a fun character, the levels are fun, but I just like my number 1 choice, Chapter 2, Gloam Valley, a little bit more. It has probably the most RPG elements of any chapter in the game, and it's one of the best antagonists in Nimi. Plus, it has really good music. I'm gonna rank Sticker Star and Color Splash together super fast. Number 9,999 goes to the Forest and Sticker Star. Screw that crap. And number 1 goes to the Mansion levels in both games. Both are good and sort of feel like classic Paper Mario, especially the one in Color Splash. I thought that was a really good level, actually. Now time for the partners. I'm gonna rank the first 2 games together based on personality alone, and I'm absolutely not ranking Super Paper Mario's pixels, so just deal with that, cause... Okay, anyways, in last place, Miss Mouse. She's cool, but is barely a real partner. And 14th is Sushi, who is kind of a mess and needs to get her life together. 13 is Goombario, because he is a traitor and a jerk. 12 is Cooper, who doesn't have much personality. 11 is Flurry, who is highly inappropriate. 10 is Spike, who I just don't really care for. 9 is Watt, who is cute but forgettable. 8 is Bombette, who is simply adorable, but that's about it. 7 is Coops, whose lack of bravery is relatable and sweet. And 6th is Bo, a fan favorite. She's cool, I like her animations and sass. 5th is my favorite from Paper Mario 64, Parakarry, the overworked mailman. Such a truly good person and deserves more love. Number 4 is Yoshi, or whatever the hell you named him. 3 is Bobbery, who is absolutely filled with personality. Number 2 is Goombella, the smartest little thing in the entire world. And of course, number 1 is Vivian, whose family drama and benevolent turn was just so good. Alrighty, major bosses. That means chapter bosses are reoccurring baddies only, so no Lantern, Ghost, or Rock Hawk types here. Also, this is the first 2 games only, with the addition of my 2 favorite bosses from Super Paper Mario, because I say so. I make the rules, deal with it. Okay, I'm joking, guys. 20, Smorg, not a good boss. 19, Macho Grubba, I don't like his moveset. 18, Lord Crump, he shouldn't have been fought 4 times, including twice as a chapter boss, it's ridiculous. 17, General Guy, he's cute, but the fight isn't. 16, Lava Piranha, cool design, great setting, but an easy fight. 15, Sir Grotus, good character, decent but anticlimactic boss fight. 14, Junior Troopa, the classic reoccurring boss fight, but I would have rather been able to rematch the Koopa Bros. 13, Tutton Koopa, he and Chomp are good. 12, Crystal King, a great boss fight, but the king has barely any personality or character. 11, Hooktail, a lovely big dragon and exciting fight, and her feet smell so good. 10, Shadow Sirens, the Thousand Year Door's Junior Troopa, but incredibly abusive. 9, Tubba Blubba, who has a great character arc. 8, Cortez, a charming pirate ghost who is filthy rich. 7, Koopa Brothers, they have a great design and battle music, but their fight is pretty basic. 6, Huff and Puff, he's got some of the best battle music and I think is a pretty challenging boss. 5, Dementio, he's a pretty nice guy if you get to know him. 4, Dupless, good character, good boss, good music. 3, Bowser, the OG, a great character and boss in both of the first games. 2, Shadow Queen, the most important fight of all. She feels like such an accomplishment to beat. And finally, number 1, from Super Paper Mario of all things, comes the best boss character, Count Bleck. Perfect character, perfect music. I would have loved to have fought him using the Thousand Year Door's battle system. Man, oh man, that would be so good. And that brings us to the top 10 NPCs from all 5 games. You heard that right, all 5 here. This doesn't include bosses or partners since I already did them. Though I do want to give a brief shout out to Tippy, who is a great character, and Huey, who isn't half bad himself. Alright, so then, top NPCs. Last place goes to freaking Squirps. I hate that kid. 10 is Prince Mush, banana hair and all. 9 is the Alfred Boo, Bootler. 8 is the loyal Nastasia. Natasha. Alright, I don't know how to say it. 7 is the best star spirit ever, Muscular. Muscular. Alright, 6 is the sweet boy Twink. 5 is Wacka, who is on my work computer, by the way, fun fact. 4 is Frankly, because frankly, he's a genius and a hilarious old man. 3 is Ghost T, because he's the only toad ever that will literally kill you. And his design is so cool. One of my favorite moments in Nintendo gaming history for sure. 2 is Colorado, the lovable misfit. And number 1, obviously of course, is TEC. He will make you cry, that man. Top items. 3rd place, Zest Dynamite. Kaboom! 2nd place is Jelly Ultra. Yum. 1st is Trial Stew. Refreshing. Top 3 star moves. And 3rd is Power Lift. 2nd is Earth Tremor. And 1st is the overpowered Art Attack. And finally, the last ranking JoPro will ever do. This moment will define this channel forever and surely be the way you all remember me as you grow old. It's time for the top 5 hottest characters in Paper Mario. Yeah, man, you got that right. We're doing it. In 5th place is, of course, Chunks, because I just can't get enough of his chunks. In 4th place is Natasha or Nastasia. Yeah, that. 3rd is Flavio. Like, duh, guys, come on. Adorable. And 2nd is all the cute singing toad ladies from both games that I don't know the names of, but those 3 girls for sure. Like, they're mega cute. And of course, no doubt, the absolute hottest woman in Nintendo history. Nay, the hottest thing in all of Nintendo, the history of the universe. My God, it's Goombella. Like, OMG, bae, come on, you're adorable. And now it's time to celebrate. I love Paper Mario. You guys know this. I started this channel 2 years ago specifically to gush about Paper Mario, particularly the first 2 games. The Thousand Year Door may be the most refined, but Paper Mario 64 is my personal favorite. As a kid, I fell in love with the charming characters, the unique art style, and fun combat and exploration. I've beat the original game dozens of times and replay it once and sometimes even twice a year. Call me obsessed, I am, but I love a game that has so much heart and soul, unlike Tubba Blubba. This was the first Mario game to really show off a full Mushroom Kingdom, to give Bowser tons of character depth, and it did an excellent job introducing allies that were unique, had cool abilities, and were previously only seen as bad guys. Parakarry is my personal favorite, mostly because his ability, Shell Shot, is a blast to use and helpful against most enemies. But I also love his design and personality. The side story with Peach and Twink is great, the music is amazing, and the game's explosive finale and victory parade is perfect. It's my favorite game of all time, and probably always will be. And also, Goombario is a traitor and secret villain. I still stand by that. Check out Goombario's trial on my channel and you'll understand too. Now before I talk about the other 4 games, I want to hear from you guys. I jumped over to YouTube to ask for your opinions on the franchise, and I'm going to read from most of the responses. OctoWizard says, I love Paper Mario and would love to see a redemption. I really hope they remake 64 or the Thousand Year Door, or maybe make a new adventure for the Switch. Dude, I completely agree. The first 2 were the best, and I would love a proper remaster on Switch, assuming they don't ruin them. A new adventure, if in the style of the first 2, would absolutely be the best thing imaginable. Alright, let's see here. That Mario fanboy praised the overworld design, platforming elements, dungeon design, battle systems, and much, much more in their thoughtful comment. And I completely agree. The first 2 games nail just about everything. It's a perfect mix. Stars says, my favorite thing about Paper Mario is just how funny it is. It's so charming and simple to play. I guess I just love how unique it is. I totally agree. Paper Mario is hilarious at times and the most charming, easy to learn, but difficult to master game I've ever played. Brick DJ Studios like Super Paper Mario the most, which, while I totally disagree, it's a totally reasonable opinion. They enjoy the story, flip gimmick, and music, although there are no real partners. I'm not a huge fan of Super myself. The story and music are great, I'll give you that, but I just don't dig the gameplay. But I'm happy that some of you guys really enjoy it. Another fan of Super Paper Mario, Luigi Fan 04, praised the story above all. I think I prefer the Thousand Year Door story over Super Paper Mario's, but only just barely. And for sure, Super Paper Mario is the runner-up. Luigi Fan 04 agrees that Color Splash is super problematic, but has never played the Thousand Year Door. Seriously, man, you gotta play it. Though I hear it's hard to find these days because, you know, GameCube games kind of hard to find. So Nintendo, please remaster it on the Switch. Like, please, please, please. Alright, that's all for YouTube responses. I got some from Reddit to read a little bit later. I see tons of love for Super Paper Mario, and I get it. I mean, it's a great game. It's just, for me, not a great Paper Mario game. Don't get me wrong, in 2007 I loved it, but it just didn't age well for me personally, mostly due to the art style and gameplay. I miss having traditional allies, I miss having 3D worlds to explore, and I miss the strategic fighting. Count Bleck, though, is pretty great, as is the music. There are some great levels too, but some feel way too bland and like filler. The game has just so many tedious parts, like the Ruby earning segment in Chapter 2 and running through the White Abyss in Chapter 6. Don't hate me, but I honestly go back and forth as to if I like Color Splash more or less than Super Paper Mario. On one hand, the music and story are way worse, and I'd rather have no battle system than a terrible one, but Color Splash is hilarious. It looks way better than Super Paper Mario, and, well, I enjoyed exploring its worlds more. Sure, the levels aren't seamless, but instead are accessed through a world map, but Super Paper Mario is basically the same issue. I'm still not really sure which to go with. I always say Super Paper Mario is the better game, but Color Splash is the better Paper Mario game, despite still being a bad Paper Mario game, though not as terrible as Sticker Star, which I refuse to even talk about, so let's just move on. Alright, let's dive into Reddit comments. Skirtus says Chapter 4 of the Thousand Year Door was iconic for them because of the fake-out ending during the battle with Dupless. Skirtus says, the game betrayed you. No explanation, no random NPCs showing up like, whoa, looks like Dupless just went and stole your body. You were just a shadow, alone in the creepy steeple, and had to fight your way, without the aid of your partners, might I add, back to Twilight Town to discover the horrible truth. Mario games of any kind don't do that anymore. I wish they did. I love this. Chapter 4, aside from lots of backtracking, is one of the best. I always feel betrayed by Mario's allies too. It's very sad and very real for a Mario game. Hillian Guy loves Super Paper Mario and actually enjoyed the grind for rubies that I was talking about earlier. He mentioned he considered using tape in the VIP room to hold down the Wii Remote D-pad to complete the task for him. Dude, absolute same. I thought about doing that all the time too, every time really. I see how that part is a fond memory of yours, though I kind of find it annoying now. I really did enjoy it the first time through. Hillian Guy also says Chapter 3 from the Thousand Year Door is his favorite in the entire series due to the mix of mystery and fighting. I like it myself quite a bit, but fighting gets a teensy bit repetitive for me. Still one of the best chapters though, so thank you for the thoughtful comment. Eternity says Paper Mario is special to me because it brings me back to a time in my childhood with my brother where we could play and laugh without a care in the world. As adults, we are all burdened by stress and a lack of time, so playing Paper Mario brings me back to a place that is carefree and timeless. I love this so much. Nothing in the world is more nostalgic to me than Paper Mario. It's so precious, and replaying it now resolves any stress or worries that I could have. JW8916 got into the Thousand Year Door as a kid and needed their friends' help to beat the Shadow Queen, but the Wii crashed right after. Hey man, I'm glad you finally beat her though. Now imagine beating her with 5 HP, 5 FP, no badges, no super guarding, and no upgraded partners. I did that. Still can't believe I did on my first try too. If anyone's interested, click that button, check out my Thousand Year Door Challenge on episode 25. It's pretty stressful. Freedom Ninja first played Super Paper Mario and was absolutely hooked by it. Wow guys, so much love for Super Paper Mario, that's awesome. I can respect you guys loving any Paper Mario game so long as it's not Sticker Star. Freedom Ninja also praised Chapter 7 of Paper Mario 64, which I obviously agree with. It's so brilliant, and you're right, the music of the first 3 games is so good. We're Counting on You Mario is a masterpiece. You say it's the most underrated video game series of all time, and I completely agree. More folks need to play the first few games. ACCA919 also says Super Paper Mario is their favorite and Chapter 3 is the best. I definitely agree Chapter 3 is one of the best in that game. Sage Gaming Lore adores Paper Mario 64 like I do, with Chapter 2 and 4 being their favorite. Those are both excellent choices, my friend. I really enjoy Chapter 2. The awesome Fawful the Great 64 grew up playing the Thousand Year Door about 2 hours a week, and so it took months to complete, and every boss felt like a huge achievement in their life. It was a similar experience for me. I remember every time the map would update and reveal the location of the next crystal star, I went nuts. It was such an imaginative world and so good. Our last comment comes from ThinkFact, who likes Paper Mario 64 the most. Their favorite chapter was Chapter 6, Flower Fields. Personally, that's my least favorite in that game, but you brought up lots of good points. You also brought up Colorado being such a great character, and I gotta admit, Colorado is absolutely hilarious. Thank you for bringing him up. Oh, and speaking of the first game, if you've never seen my Super Mario Maker levels that remake the prologue in Chapter 1 of the game, check them out. Everything from Goomba Village all the way up to Pleasant Path and Koopa Brothers Fortress is remade in Mario Maker. I'll put that down in the description below. And that's it for fan comments. Sorry to everyone that I was unable to read your entire comment in this video, but so many were super long. Rest assured, I enjoyed reading them on my own time. I've already talked a lot about the Thousand Year Door responding to your comments, but a few more quick points. I do think it's the best game in the franchise due to its level of refinement, but I wish it had less backtracking and a world that felt more connected rather than accessing most of the locations via pipe or other form of transit. The various locations like Twilight Town and Rogueport, which I usually call Rogieport, are incredibly unique for a Mario game. The music is out of this world, and the characters, my god, the characters are so rich, fresh, and full. Vivian, Frankly, Don Pinta, Bobbery, Grodus, Dupless, Flavio, Jolene, Goombella, Kammy Koopa. My god, Nintendo. Why would you replace Kammy Koopa with a generic Magic Koopa? These characters feel real to me. They're so evocative and so much better than plain old Toads. Plenty of the chapters are nods to popular fiction or folklore as well, such as Chapter 6 being based on the mystery novel Murder on the Orient Express. So that brings me to the future. What's next for Paper Mario? A basic port of Color Splash on the Switch? Please no. A full remaster of The Thousand Year Door or Paper Mario 64? I think the first game needs and deserves it more, but The Thousand Year Door would make better business sense for Nintendo, so sign me up either way. Or maybe a whole new game. That makes me nervous. I don't know if Nintendo is willing to do it right. I think there's a chance they've finally heard our cries of desperation, but I can't be sure. I know I'll never give up hope. Mario defeated unsurmountable odds when he overcame an invincible Bowser to save the woman he loves. We too will win in time. And hey, while we're waiting, we can always replay our personal favorite Paper Mario game into oblivion. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go cry over Bobbery's deceased Scarlet. I'm gonna cheer for Prince Mush reuniting with his socially inept sister. I'm gonna help poor Sushi find the Yoshi kids. I'm gonna refuse to give Goombaria back her dolly. And someday, I'm gonna scream when Nintendo unveils a new Paper Mario game. Will it be a scream of joy or of anger? I don't know, but I sure can't wait to find out.